Hey y'all, Miss B, and I am recapping Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 10. Now, if you follow my channel, whoever watches, I have never done a Married to Medicine recap, but I wanted to do this one particularly because this Greg, Dr. G, and Quad situation, and Sweet Tea, Lipton Tea, Nestle Tea, all the teas, whatever. I wanted to do this because I have been married before, and I've had to deal with exes before. And baby, no way, no how, no, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, in the words of Mama Joyce and Diana Ross, that I will be sitting on a couple's trip with my ex. Okay, they're on vacation with my ex and my new man. Okay, I know Quad is getting paid for it, and we all know that. Let's go to a little history with Quad. She came on the show with Mariah, right? She was Mariah's friend. Offline, people have said the reason that Mariah and Quad was so close, allegedly, is because Quad was dating Mariah's cousin, I believe, and he went to jail. And so Mariah is the one who hooked her up with Dr. G. And all of the seasons, like, I watched Married to Medicine. I don't recap them, but I wanted to do this one. I'm just gonna give like a brief synopsis. All of the seasons, Mariah's not there anymore. They wanted to know why Quad was still on it. They wanted Quad off the show. But then in comes Dr. G and Sweet Tea, Lipton Tea, Nestle Tea, whatever her name is. No Sweet Tea. She not sweet. She watered down tea. We're going to get to that. And then also, if you've been watching Married to Medicine, over all the years, they've talked about how of a toxic relationship Quad and Dr. G have. They both went to jail for fighting each other. And this episode shows me how they know how to push each other's buttons. And then another thing was also Quad didn't want to have no kids with him. He wanted kids. Sweet Tea, Lipton Tea, Nestle Tea, all the teas. She slid in his DMs and was like, I can give you your baby, I can give you everything, I can be your lover and your secretary working every day of the week. And he married her. Quad went to go on and be with King. Well, at first she was keeping him quiet, but now he's on the show. But jumping ahead again, we know he's only on the show he's no longer on the show after this episode because something goes on with him and Dr. G, which no longer allows him to be in the vicinity of Dr. G, Greg, whatever you want to call him, whatever. Anyway, so it's bad. The episode is called Battle of the Exes. They do their little like whatever surfing thing, whatever activity, whoever wins. So let's get into the meats and potatoes. Heavenly sets up this thing. Every time they go on these trips with Married to Medicine, they always have a couples thing. What's gonna help your relationship get better? What's gonna help you thrive in your marriage? Because we all married and we all here and we all there, whatever. That was always this thing with Married to Medicine. Like, they always go on these couples trips and they try to have a couples activity where they talk about relationships, but it never goes right. It has never gone right. Never. In any of these couples retreat trips, sit down, let's talk about our marriage, never goes right. I'm hopping right into the thing. Heavenly sits everybody down. Mind you, Quad and her man, King, who real muscular, real chocolatey, real cute. And then behind Quad and her new man is Dr. G, her ex-husband, and his new wife, Sweet Tea, No Tea, that can't have kids. Remember, she promised him, I'll be your lover, your secretary working every day of the week, and I'm going to give you the kids that you want. But she got some female issues. Not to make fun of that. A lot of women do, but they ain't produced no baby yet. So it's a lot of questions that Heavenly asks. Heavenly's shady, but Heavenly's also smart, very smart. One of the questions was, how long until you dated before y'all had, hooked up, got together? And everybody was saying this and that and da-da-da-da. Then another question was, what about your parenting style? And everybody gave their briefing on how they parent, whatever. They're soft or hard. Some spouses are harder parent, this, whatever. Then Quad says, "Oh, yeah, he's a good man, Savannah, and he's a good daddy." And they was like, "Hold up, wait a minute, y'all ain't got no kids." She said, "But he has a daughter." And then he was like, there goes to a scene in the confessionals where he says, "Yes, I have a 9-year-old daughter." And she said, "I see how he treats his daughter, how he is, and I want to have babies with him." Everybody started like, "Hold up. We all know Quad made it clear, transparent as you could possibly be that she did not want to have babies when she was married to Greg, Dr. G. She did not want to have babies." And then also, a lot of the things that Heavenly was asking were all the things that Quad want to do for King, baby. She want to bust it wide up and turn around, bring it back, bust it right up and turn around and she want to do all the things. Then another question was like, how many times, y'all hook up, get together, do y'all thing? She said, "We ain't married, but guess what? We do it 15 times a day. 15 times a day or a day, baby, a lot of sex, all sex, dirty sex, nasty sex, in the words of Jocelyn Hernandez. And you could see like Dr. G trying to hold it together, trying to hold his mule. Behind him, mind you, is a tiki torch. His head is bald, but the uncomfortableness of the questions and how Quad was answering them, how she just touching on him, on King, and how King is touching on her. And by the way, Quad is extra tipsy. Okay, extra tipsy. So she just talking. That's one of my things I never really liked about Married to Madison was Quad talks a lot. She talks too much sometimes. It gets on my nerves. But anyway, it's like flame. It's not intentional, but literally he's sitting there with his legs crossed, rocking his feet back and forth with how Quad is answering these questions. So then she was like, "Oh yeah, baby, we had sex." And then she has the nerve to turn around and tell them, they answer their question about how many times they have sex or whatever. And then Sweet Tea, Lipton Tea, Nestle Tea, all the teas was like, we was trying to do our fertilization situation. We was having a lot of sex. And Quad girl, she turns around and be like, "Y'all need to have more sex. Y'all need to have a baby. Y'all gonna have a little baby. I'm gonna produce the baby shower. I'm gonna pay for the baby shower. How about that? I'm gonna do all the things." And everybody in the confessionals around is like, this is getting very uncomfortable. This is getting very awkward. And then Greg was studying to try to hold it in. Again, you could just tell he trying to hold it in, hold his mule. And Quad was like, "Yeah, girl, you need to have more sex. Throw that thing in a circle. Throw that in a circle." And everybody was like, Quad, like looking like, I can't believe Quad. Even Phaedra's there. If I didn't say it, if you didn't watch the episode, Phaedra's on this part of it. Phaedra's there with her man she met a couple days ago. And she was like, if you don't even know, what's sitting behind her is her ex-husband, his new wife. So Quad just be going on and on and on. And then, just talking, just antagonizing him. That's what she was doing. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, cause baby, I got rid of that marriage. I divorced her. What else, baby? She was making him like a simp. I divorced this simp and got me a king." And then Greg does say something like, anybody who's ever been married, me, myself included, you take your vows seriously. You want it to work. So don't be coming at me like, okay, yeah, we got a divorce. So Sweet Tea chimes in like, well, he wanted the divorce. And her and Quad get to start back and forth. Quad like, "Oh, you want to beat me. You this, that, and the third. Blah, 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 blah. You wish it was me. Oh, no, baby, I divorced him. I let him go for what I got over here. Like, you got my leftovers, basically." And everybody is looking at Dr. G. And Dr. G couldn't take it no more. He started yelling and screaming at Sweet Tea. Stop, yelling at Sweet Tea. "Oh my God, stop it. Don't talk to her. Stop." I'm talking about yelling to the top of his lungs, which that new couple who is the football player and the therapist, like one of the times he yelled, she jumped. I said, you know what, baby? I wish I could have been in that seat, a sweet tea, because I would have showed my whole entire ass. Ain't no way you getting this emotional and you getting this worked up. You see she triggering you. She poking you, and you falling for the bait. So you still feel some way about your ex-wife. And honestly, in King's defense, I would be like, hold up, Quad. Why you doing the most with this situation? You feel some way about him. I don't think they want to be together. But like I said, they had a very toxic marriage. They both got arrested for hitting each other. She didn't have sex with him for 3 years. She didn't want no baby with him. They could not stand each other, but there's still something there. There is still something there between Quad and Dr. Greg. Dr. G, Dr. Greg, whatever you want to call him. There's something there because, first of all, Quad, like, when someone is drunk, their true selves speak for themselves, okay? For the fact that you done turned your whole body around and your man sitting next to you rubbing and caressing you and talking to you and doing all the things, and his chest out, mind you, he the only husband, got his chest out, his body look good, glistening, he a fine man. Why did you take your time to turn around and even engage with that? If you over and you're done, when you say, I'm done, I am done, I have divorced you, you can go be with sweet tea, Lipton tea, peach tea, orange tea, what other kind of tea, black tea, green tea, you can be with all the teas. When you're done in a marriage, been there, you don't care about who he's with, even if you're on a cast. But I will say this, I wouldn't be on a cast with my ex. But if I was, I'd be like, I'm here to get a check. Run it up. I don't care what they got going on behind me or whatever. Baby, Greg is just yelling at this girl. He was like, stop talking to her. Stop talking to her. I will feel some type of way in my spirit, in my soul. And then Contessa gets up, and I want to ask the question, what the heck is Contessa wearing? It seems like Contessa is different than she was before. So last season, there was no Contessa because they had to pay for Phaedra, who didn't bring anything. So Contessa's back, but now that Contessa's back, she's dressing like one of those girls on spring, like the spring break, don't them white girls on spring break, they be having like a bathing suit with just like random stuff they got from like a shop, like like the souvenir shops. Like, Contessa, what's going on with you? Anyway, Dr. Greg is yelling at sweet tea, Lipton tea, green tea, orange tea, black tea. And she's like, I'm trying to be good. He was like, be good. Then be good. Baby, he is yelling at this little girl. I don't even know she's a little girl. Me and her could be the same freaking age. He is yelling at her. And Kawhi's like, my man don't yell at me. My man. He ain't yelling at me. And King is sitting there, like, nah, I ain't yelling at you, but I'm feeling the waves. Obviously, this is not the first time that Quad has had these outbursts, because I'm gonna jump ahead. He pulls one of the men aside. He was like, she's still going through a lot of trauma, and she apologizes for it, and I'm letting her work through it. But he's still screaming at sweet tea, whatever. So then they get up and they walk off because Simone says the hotel has texted her. They're too loud, basically. And y'all need to wrap this scene up and go. Or whatever. And so Quad gets with all the girls. And she's like, hold on for this moment. Where is this girl from? Sweet tea, Lipton tea, green tea, orange tea, black tea. And they say Texas. Now, I want to take a personal note, and I want to say, baby, she not from Houston. Because we cut real different. Ain't no way I'ma sit there and let you have this emotional reaction, screaming at me, embarrassing me on TV in front of your ex-wife and her new man, And I'm gonna sit there and I'm trying. Baby, you not from Houston. You not from Houston. We cut real different. I would have acted the up. Ain't no way. I'll be like, bravo, bravo, effing bravo. Cameras down, cameras up. Y'all about to get the real me, because I'm not finna let you sit here and embarrass me. You embarrassed the heck out of your wife, Greg. Over about your ex-wife. Look how worked up I'm getting. She not from Houston. Baby. Us Houston chicks, they said Texas. I want them to be very specific when they talk about Texas. Be very specific. Maybe she's from Denton. Maybe she's from Lufkin. Maybe she's from San Antonio. Maybe she's from Dallas. Maybe she's from I don't know, all the cities, Austin. But she ain't from Houston. I guarantee you that. She ain't from Houston, because we real different. We cut real different. Because I be like, hold up, what's your problem? Like, you ain't finna keep yelling at me about in front of your ex-wife to me about your ex-wife. You still feel some ways tired. Like he even said, like, you know, when you have a marriage, you want to make that shit work. And in Quad is like, I cut it off. I let that go. I got rid of this MFA, and I got me a king. Baby, ain't no way. I'm telling y'all, if anybody who watches this video hear the sound of my voice, us H-Town girls, we are cut way different. There is no way I would have sat there and let that man scream at me like that. I was embarrassed for her. Don't say, when y'all talk about sweet tea, orange tea, green tea, black tea, be very specific where she from. Don't just say Texas. Don't you just say Texas. Is she from, I don't know, Nacogdoches? Where is she from? Where is sweet orange tea, brown tea, black tea, green tea, Lipton tea from? Because she ain't from Texas, because there's no way I would have sat there and let that man talk to me like that in front of his ex-wife. And because she was defending herself. Qua was poking her. Qua was poking him. Qua was poking the MF and Bear. She was drunk and she was poking the Bear. Qua started all of this. So, honestly, a real man who's over his ex-wife and like, do your big one. Do your big one. Because she want to poke her. I'm a man. So I'm, and they didn't have domestic issues in the past. Get her. If that was my man, and he a real man, and we over our situation, he be like, I ain't say nothing. He can waggle his feet, and fire can be coming from his head. He want to say something, but it's woman to woman, woman to woman. Have you ever been in love? I would have been like, I ain't gonna say nothing. Get her. No, he was shushing her, calming her down. Girl. I want to say Sweet Tea is not from Houston. Okay? I said all that to say she's not from Houston or Louisiana. I don't know. Girl, where are you from? What part of Texas you from? Sweet Tea, where you from? Maybe one of them little backwoods towns. They like, when we go into Louisiana, we pass through. Like I said, she ain't from the H. Ain't no way. We cut real different. Anyway, let's move on. After that, Quad is just spewing, like going off. Just, y'all know all the trauma I dealt with. Quad and Greg have some very unresolved issues that they have not fixed offline within themselves. I don't think they want each other. I'm gonna give you a personal example. I've been married. I've been around exes. Yes, my ex-husband has been married a couple of times. I don't feel no ways tired about them heifers. If I would have been sitting there, baby, I would have been sitting there drinking. They said Quad had a lot of rum punch. I would have been sitting there drinking my rum punch, answering all Heavenly's questions. The hotel wouldn't have to put me out. I would have been paying them dust. The fact that Quad turned around, gave them attention, said she was gonna play in a baby shower, saying she this and this and that and this and that. Oh, you wanna be me? You wanna be me? Her little headpiece falling off and everything. No, I would have felt no ways tired if that it for me personally. When I'm done, and I fought for divorce. When I was done, I was done. Done. There was nothing anyone could do or say to make me get riled up and emotional to the fact that Quad was there. And even the therapist lady was like, I'm in therapy. I'm a therapist. And when, people are having these emotional outbreaks, you just need to be quiet and let them get it out. Quad and Dr. G, Greg, whatever they call him, they're not over each other. There's still some there. But I think it's more of a let me one up you. And I think the fact that Quad came in with like a real handsome, younger man, got his hair, had his shirt open, and Dr. G came in with watered down tea, who don't even clock tea, who can't even understand tea. She come off real dingy. The balance is shifted. So it looked like Quad is here and Dr. G, you married her, but y'all here. And she was going on all the things I can expose. And like the therapist lady said, when people in my profession, when they're, having these erratic outbreaks, you just let them get it all out. Again, Quad was extremely drunk. Again, when you're drunk, what do? They said people who don't lie are drunks and babies. Quad was very drunk. They kept showing her sipping and sipping and sipping on that rum punch. I was like, girl, what they put in that goddamn rum punch? Anyway, after that, Greg and Sweet Tea go, and she's like, I don't understand why you so mad at me. Why you mad at me? He was like, because I don't want negativity. He storms off. He walks away. Nobody can find him. He won't answer the phone. In the meantime, in between time, Quad runs into Toya and Contessa. And she's like, I'm trying to find Greg when he walked away. And Toya was like, well, let him walk away, girl. Let him get some air. Let him breathe or whatever. And then Contessa tells her, like, this is a long relationship that they had. A lot of things happened with their relationship. And she was like, and Toya was like, they didn't have sex for 3 years. She wasn't giving him no baby. All the things that Quad was saying she was going to do for King, now she wants to do. But she didn't want to do it with him. So that's going to make that man feel some type of way. This dingy ass helper gonna say, I don't think it's that. So what it is then? Orange tea, black tea, green tea, lemon tea, Nipton tea. What is it then? What do you think? He just said he want no negativity. Remember when they first introduced Sweet Tea, she said, I'm just here for the money. Clearly. But I think she do love that man. But I don't think that man love her the way he loved Quad. And Quad and Greg are very... There's either still some love there. There's either some, like, let me one up you there. There's still some... There's some there. Because there's no way I would have had that type of emotional reaction on both parties. If I'm over and I'm done. And Sweet Tea, they show Sweet Tea at the end of the episode, like, child walking around, calling Greg. He ain't answer the phone. Contessa husband said he was going to look for him. Then they go into a room where it's Jackie and her husband and Heavenly and her husband. And basically, Jackie was like, he was like, I wouldn't have came to this situation. Like, they have been saying over the years, Dr. G has still been friends with all the men. That's cool. But I wouldn't have got on no platform with Quad and her new man, me sitting behind them and her constantly poking me. Vice versa. I would have said, okay, yeah, we can go on a couple trip, but Quad, baby, you should have slowed down on the sauce. Because all your feelings and your emotions, then if there's something still there, you showed your hand, girl. You showed your hand. And again, I want to know, somebody, please, in the comments, tell me what part of Texas Sweet Tea from. Because baby, show ain't Houston. We cut real different. It wasn't Dr. G wouldn't have to say nothing, baby, because I would have been there 10 toes down with Quad. She had some, we would have been going back and forth, back and forth. It wouldn't have been no Contessa need to come coddle me, or the new therapist cast member need to go. Baby, I would have had it all there. I would have had all the smoke and all the things for Quad. Yes, I'm married to your ex-husband, and why you worried about what's over here? Why are you worried about what's back here? Because that's how they were sitting behind him. Why are you worried behind what's going on back here? Why are you Greg, you trying to throw me a baby shower? You sound real weird. You sound really weird. But anyway, that's my recap on Married to Medicine. I've never recapped Married to Medicine. Again, I do watch it. I watch the recaps. I watch everybody say. But this episode, I had to get on here and I'm like, what? Not Miss Quiet, whatever her little theme song is. She like to say and all that talking and yippity. That's another thing Greg told her. Shut up, you talk too much. You do talk too much, Quiet, and you showed your hand. You still got feelings for that man. But y'all don't need to be together because both of y'all got mugshots from fighting each other. And a man to stay married to a woman for 3 years without no sex. He was really fighting for her, but she didn't want him. She didn't want him again. How she met him was through Mariah. How she came to know Mariah and who created Married to Medicine was through Mariah's cousin who went to prison. And Mariah introduced her to the doctors. The Doctor Life. Remember, this show was created by Mariah. So, yeah, baby. No. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. All the songs we can sing that I will sit there and have that man screaming at me in front of his ex-wife, have her talking to me crazy, and then I'm chasing his ass all up and through the goddamn hotel. Goodbye. Whatever. I want them to be very specific. Cause she ain't from Houston, baby. She from Lufkin, Nacogdoches, Conroe. Shit, I don't know. She ain't from Houston. Anyway, that's all of my recap on Married to Medicine, Battle of the Exes. It triggered me to get on here because I've been married before and I've been around exes before and I have been in situations before and I paid them dust. I'm talking about baby kids' birthday parties. I'm not paying attention to this bitch. I divorced him. Quad, you said you divorced him. Act like it, girl. Bye.